The onions are just softening up, and I'm going to throw these bell peppers in. And I can just tell you, with the colors, and again, the aromas, that this is going to be a lovely accompaniment to the brook or speckled trout, which I'm about to cook on the grill this time. Cooking trout on a grill is a little tricky. Again, the skin is so fine and the flesh is so fine that it can stick. But hopefully that's not going to happen on this beautiful stainless steel grill today. But it's something, barbecuing the fish, if you put some foil down first or use one of the fish baskets, that makes it a lot easier to flip the fish and get it on and off the grill. I think I'm going to do all right with this. And that's it. What I like to do is just delicately, with a knife, just put a few cuts across the fish. Just helps to get some of the heat in to the fish, as well as allows a bit of the seasoning. And I just, 3 or 4, it's not a very big fish here, so we don't want to cut it all the way up or cut it up too much. Then a little salt and pepper again. At this point you can also salt and pepper the cavity of the fish, if it allows. Well, I'm not going to bother to do that right now. There we go. I'm going to remove these, which are just done perfectly. I'll bring those back in a second. And with the aid of a bit of olive oil, I'm going to just put a bit of olive oil on the fish and see if that'll help prevent it from sticking too much on the grill. And right on the grill he goes. Again, it's not going to take a whole lot of time to cook that fish. It might be a little bit longer than the fillet, but 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 3 minutes aside. Again, if it's a little underdone, the trout is perfectly fine. Underdone as well. And while that guy's cooking away, I'm going to prepare the plate. Didn't stick too bad at all. Wow, does that ever look fabulous? A couple of pieces of lemon. A little bit of our onions and peppers. You know what? I got a few pieces of asparagus, so we're just going to throw those into the mix as well. And the fish I am going to suggest is ready to go. So that was probably 5 minutes at the outside, depending again on the heat of your grill. This one being a particularly warm grill. Cooking a fish whole, which I mean is clean with head and tail on it, to me is probably the finest way of cooking the fish. What it allows is when the bones are on and the skin is on with the fish, as the fish is cooking, all of the flavors and nutrients that are in the bone marrow, start to impart back into the meat as it's cooking. It's also more difficult to overcook the meat when it's on the bone. It gives you just a bit of leeway there, flexibility. It's a little trickier to get the flesh off the bone, but it's not that difficult. And if you had a second, I'm going to show you how I find the easiest way to do that. The best way to remove the flesh while on the bone is to start at the tail, or the head, I'm sorry, and with a small knife, sometimes you need to take it along the back. Just find the bone and cut it along the bone. Then with a spoon, the knife, or a fork, just begin to push the meat down off of the fish, and the bones stay and the meat just moves down the plate. And there you have it. Flip it over, or not flip it over, I'm sorry. Grab the head of the fish then, once you've got the half off, lift the bone up, and it should just come right out of there. And there you have it. A beautiful trout, grilled on the barbecue, caught in the waters of the Kolapore uplands, ready to eat. Thank you. All right, well, Bruce has joined me again, and hopefully you'll help me out, Bruce, in devouring some of this fine speckled trout that's been grilled on the barbecue. Lovely, lovely. Little vegetable on the side, Bruce.
Oh yes.
Little peppers and onion.
Oops, going all over.
And some of that nice Ontario asparagus. Thank you very much for joining Bruce Green. And I'm Sean Brady, Kolapore Springs Fish Hatchery in the beautiful town of the Blue Mountains. Bon appetit.